Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight Our War, co-host of Music and Mayhem with my brother Skylar Ray, and now throwing around some messing with Manny Vitale. And I am here with, come on, show yourself. Come on, baby. Well, the Wonder Dog Susie is right there. Right before we went live, man, she was tearing everything up. Headset, pulled it right off. Phone went flying. Mouse, well, she is Susie the Wonder Dog. The mouse went flying. So to Susie the Wonder Dog, we have to give her, let's see if I hit the right button. That's for Susie the Wonder Dog. And that's also, I want to give that to, shit. I want to give that also to last night's guest, John Toole. For those of you who saw, we had a slight mix-up with our now she's going crazy with our times and the time zone. So instead of him joining us at 6:45 Eastern time, we started the show. Well, we reached out and there was some miscommunications with that. Long story short, instead of coming on at 6:45 Eastern time, 6:45 came and went, 7 o'clock came and went. So it was about a little after that, which is right on time when I promptly go live, 7-ish. So we went live and we weren't sure what happened. We didn't know if it was a technical issue or not. First and foremost, we wanted to make sure John was okay. So we sent a bunch of positive thoughts and prayers to our brother, John Toole. And we went on with the show. And we were chit-chatting with the family. We were having some fun, having some laughs. And about 7:45, I look down on the bottom of my screen and I see the box pop on where the guests appear. Yep, there was John, just grinning away, ready to roll, man. Said, "Hey, welcome, brother." And he was like, "Hey, happy to be here. Thank you." And I was like, "Okay." There's no reaction. So obviously there's something up here. I said, "Well, John, well, we go for an hour or so and we're getting ready to wrap it up." And I said, "It's 7:45. And he was like, "Oh my God." So it was just a minor glitch on, and you know me when it comes to the times. I mean, if I say 7, I mean exactly promptly 7-ish. So, hey, you know what, John? God bless you. You put the ish in 7-ish by coming on at 7:45-ish. But I tell you what, I always say that I don't care who you are as far as sharing your story on our show. I don't care if it's My Fight or War. I don't care if it's Music and Mayhem or Messing with Manny Vitale. Either one or any of the above. If you have something going on that's important enough for you to want to share it to the world on social media, then it's worth hearing. I mean, we do have to be careful. Some people say, "Oh yeah, man, I want to share this, and this," and especially we are going on the honor system here. When we see people and their profiles, we are going by they are who they say they are. When we get their info, we're going by that. And as we all know, and believe it or not, some people aren't exactly who they say they are, and their profiles are actually not correct. But that happens few and far between because we try to be very careful with that. But that being said, I've said many times, because I had a person reach out to me once about wanting to share their story, and I'm not going to mention any names, but they were commenting quite a bit, always very positive, and we're very adamant about wanting to share. Hey, I see a superstar in the making here, and that's Brandon Hughes, who just popped on, who will be the star, the main event at exactly 7 p.m. ish. Eastern time, Eastern time. Brandon, we will be sending you a link around 6:30, quarter to 7 Eastern time, so we could chit chat before the show. I was just explaining about last night how we had a little oops with our time zones. But the bottom line is John got on. And like I was talking about some of the guests coming on wanting to share their stories. I had a gentleman come on and said that he basically um, had the courage. He wanted to do it. And there was a certain platform that he wanted to do. And that was really meant a lot to him that he's been following for a long time and reached out to this individual who is the host and creator of the platform and was very nice. And, and then he reached out to the person and said, I'd like to be on the show. So this individual had the person who wanted to be the guest contact him and they talked briefly about the show, what he wanted to share. And this individual literally said, well, I appreciate you posting and following and supporting me, but I really don't think that your story is very exciting. It doesn't have that wow factor where we're going to get the views that we'd like to get. So, unfortunately, yeah, we're not going to be able to put you on. And this devastated the guy because he's been following these individuals for a while, and it really basically hurt him, broke his heart. Man, he said he was devastated, basically being told he wasn't important enough that this person said, "Oh, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you sharing my link everywhere, and I appreciate you sending me all these stars. Thank you. Oh, but I don't want you to come on my show because your story's not important enough in his eyes." To which I said, "OG will be reaching out to you, and we're going to get you on the show." And this person did come on the show, and this was probably about 7, 8 months ago or more, and did an amazing job. Um, so I don't care. I mean, I do have people who come on who are actually guests and hosts, or I'm sorry, hosts of shows. I've had people come on who are used to being in the spotlight, who are used to being, live doing all this stuff, and they do amazing interviews, very captivating, very eloquent with their language and all that shit. To which I say, thank you. And then I get the people who were like me, never did one, and no experience in anything in this matter. But I was like, you know what? My story is just as important as anyone else's. So, you know what? If you don't want me on your show, screw you. Your loss. That was my feeling going into this. And I always said that we all have a voice that needs to be heard. Um, so, I don't care who you are, what your status is, what your title is, from actor, athlete, politician, I don't care, where you feel. I had a person say that, well, I don't think that my status isn't as important as these people, and my story isn't as important. Hell no, that is not true at all. Julia, Tyler, Jacqueline, Brandon, thank you guys so much for coming on. Julia, hi. Tyler, my brother, what's up? Jacqueline, love you, honey. We will see you tonight. Can't wait to see you. Brandon Hughes. Look at that, Brandon. Your fan club is growing by the minute. I started posting your promo this morning, and it's just been getting lit up. So looking forward to it. But I do want to jump back to John last night. Uh, I really hope you guys have a chance hopefully you saw it last night. If not, you saw the replay on it. If you didn't watch it, please, it'll be very much worth your time. John is an amazing individual who went through a hell of a lot. All of his childhood was not what you would say, a typical childhood should be. But for all of us in this platform and in this amazing family, none of ours are quite what they seem. Some, like I said, I've got guests who come on who got the ideal family life growing up. who, you can't use that for a crutch and excuse. Well, my family life sucked. My mom and dad didn't tell me they loved me enough. And my dog ran away when I was 6. And so I started doing crack. You know, then you have the ones who, unfortunately, like John, who was from the moment he was born, is it was in his family, it was in his home, and it was from his mom and her mom's significant others, whoever that might be. It was in the home. That's how he grew up. That's, as he said, that was normal. Um, he had an amazing story, has an amazing story. And even though he came on late and he was very, he wanted to be, courteous. He's like, listen, I know I'm late. I'm like, listen, it's okay. We'll just go as long as we can go. And we are going to bring John on again in the next few days to help or so he can finish up his story. So, John, great job last night, brother. And looking forward to hearing more from you. So, just going through Jacqueline, Tyler. I follow him as well. Some of his videos are pretty cool. And from what, yes, he is a very intelligent individual, besides kicking ass on the BMX circuit. Loves to read. And what another amazing thing about doing what I do is not only getting to meet you guys, um, some of it is just as face value what I see right here. Some people, I see their pictures and I see their posts, and that's as far as it gets. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. There are no expectations when you become part of the family at My Fight or War, when you become part of the family at Music and Mayhem, when you jump in and watch some of the stupid shit I do with Messing with Manny Vitale, any one of those, it's meant because we are all here to help each other. Bottom line. Um, yeah, that's what we're going to do tonight with our brother Brandon Hughes. He's got an amazing story to tell, and that's another thing with all of us. Uh, we talk about some very, very personal events in our life. We talk about some serious shit where our own family and our closest friends don't know, but we're sharing them with total strangers. And they were total strangers until they became part of this amazing family. When I first started My Fight Our War, I remember, you know, being clueless of what I was doing. And the first probably 2 weeks, I slept maybe an hour, hour and a half per night, if that, because I was just getting messages from all over the world, different time zones. So my notification would go off, and by the grace of God, this really started to take off. And a lot of people were saying it was because of the intro, the way I presented it. And it was basically like, listen, I have nothing as far as degrees, diplomas, schooling, all this fancy initials and titles behind my name. I'm one of you, man. I'm right here. I've been down. I've been shot. I've been stabbed. My organ failure. I have lied, cheated, stole. Did everything that a lot of us have done. I'm one of you. I will be here to listen to you. All of us here are family. They said that I had to put down what My Fight or War was when I started a social media platform. And it had all these different fancy little titles of what I wanted this title to be. And I had to put, finally, I think I had to put recovery group or whatever it was. I was like, screw that, man. I go, we're a freaking family. So my very first post was, we're a family. My only request is when we refer to each other, please, family members, because that's what this means to me. And it took off just like that. And I did my first video, basically deer in headlights going, you guys may have seen it. I posted it a while back, my very first one I did, uh, just shaking away and just rambling on and on. But you know what? I didn't care, because that's me. And I just did what I had to do to get my point out there. And I invited everyone to do the same if you chose to. And like I said, by the grace of God, here we are 2 years later. And tonight we're going to have my man Brandon on. Um, as Brandon just said here, and we're going to be hearing this as well tonight. Obviously, I've made myself vulnerable to be able to tell my story for those that need to hear testimonies. That's what we do, man. We're not sitting here hearing a story and going, yeah, I'll see that story. And I'm going to top that with, you got stabbed. I got stabbed twice. Then someone will pop on. I got stabbed 3 times. Then no. What we're doing is we're sharing our experiences and we're sharing what worked in recovery. One thing that we will not, and I will not ever let happen in this family is for someone to come on here saying, if you want to stay sober or if you want to get sober and you want to get into recovery, you have to do this. This is it. If you could try anything else you want, but it'll fail. Because I had an individual lasted about 2 minutes into his rant when I politely put him off stage and we talked, or off camera and we talked, and he totally tried to bullshit his way on saying all the right things until we went live. And then he thought he was going to be funny and tell people that it was his way and his way was the best way and the only way. And that was it, which is not true. The best way is the way that works for you. What we will do is we will all share the ways that worked for us. And none of them may be for you. And we will find something it is between all of our findings, all of the things that we have seen, that we have done personally, what we have heard other people do. We will offer those suggestions. And then the ones you're interested, go for it. If it doesn't work, hit us up. We got more suggestions. You will never fail as long as you don't quit. As long as you don't give up, you will never fail. And we won't let you fail. We're going to be here to love you, motivate you, support you, and yes, give you that kick in the ass when needed. So, Jacqueline says, I'm working on that as well. It's definitely needed for everyone's story to be told. It's to me a major part of a major part of one's recovery. Very true. I tell you what, everything I say when I'm voicing things, I'm never talking at you, or I'm talking to you as an equal, just sharing my stories. But one thing I did notice as far as myself, that first time when I sat down in front of the camera and let it rip, and I wasn't sure what I was going to say. I still don't know what I'm going to say when I go live. But after I was done, it was after the camera shut off, and I sat there just going, I can't believe I just did that. I was all alone at that time in my apartment, and I sat there, and it literally felt like I took my very first breath. It was like, and I just sat there, and I felt this huge weight taken off my shoulders, and it was like there was no more hiding, there was no shame, there was no guilt, because it was all out there, and I can only hope and pray that that's what you guys feel. But I'd love to sit and chit chat for a while, but I got a pizza waiting for me, and I just doctored it up with just the right amount of pepper and hot pepper seeds. And I've got some chili cheese Fritos waiting for me. So I'm going to go have me something to eat. But in about 3 hours ish, you're going to see Brandon Hughes on this screen, along with myself, OG, and possibly Susie the Wonder Dog. So I really hope to see you guys. So until then, Jacqueline, Tyler, Brandon, Julia, you guys have a great rest of the day until 7 o'clock, and then it's time. It's time for business. It's time to be serious. It's time to have fun. It's time to let it rip. It's time to let the story speak for itself. So, Brandon, get ready, brother. It's your time to shine, and I have no doubt that you will do just that. So, I love you guys, and be talking soon. Keep fighting the good fight.